What is up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode. Alright, so you guys are probably asking yourselves two things. The first thing is, what the hell bike is that? The second thing is, what gloves are those? Those are usually the questions that I get whenever something changes up for my gloves. So, like, if I ever wear a pair of gloves, it's not like those Revit Cayenne Pros with the metal knuckles and the black and, you know, the little strap across the top of it. Everybody always asks me, like, oh man, this is weird. I feel like I'm not watching a Blockhead video because I don't have my normal gloves on. Well, I do have other gloves, and those gloves are actually on the way out. They're doing pretty rough as of late. And the second question, what bike is that? Well, story time. That's what I'm here to tell you guys. We're gonna do a little bike reveal video, and it's gonna be a little different because originally this motorcycle was supposed to be y'all's. So let's roll the intro and we'll get into it. Story time. Alright guys, so yeah, what do I mean by this bike was supposed to be y'all's? Well, here's what happened. Back in the day, whenever we announced Season 7 of the Blockhead bike giveaway, I was originally planning on giving away this motorcycle. However, it's one of those things that kind of is recurring, but the timing did not work out. Now, why did the timing not work out? Well, I ended up planning on giving you guys this motorcycle. For those of you that don't know, Season 7 of the Blockhead bike giveaway, we ended up giving away a Sucker Punch Sally old school chopper. Now, as of you guys seeing this video, that season has ended, and for the next season, which is Season 8, we are giving away a brand new 2022 Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST. To get in on that, go to blockheadmoto.com, sign up, select the tier, and you are in. You get various other perks, access to Discord, discount on merch, early access to episodes, and more. So yeah, I ended up giving away the Sucker Punch Sally though because I didn't have this motorcycle, and then we were also talking about giving away the Sportster S, but I did not have that motorcycle either. And so whenever the time came to basically announce the bike for Season 7, I didn't have either one of the motorcycles that I wanted to be able to give away. For those of you that don't know, I never wanted to give away the Sucker Punch Sally. So that's that purple and black, just beautiful custom paint, custom front end, upswept fishtails, beautiful motorcycle, sounds amazing. Yeah, I never wanted to give that bike away. But what ended up happening was just shipping delays upon inspection delays upon shipping delays upon inspection delays. So what happened with the Sportster S, as you guys know, Harley-Davidson ended up giving us that bike, and we're going to basically be working on it and building it out into a naked upright style motorcycle. That's the plan anyways, in anticipation of Harley-Davidson releasing the Bronx. Now, I say in anticipation. Do I know if they'll ever release the Bronx? No, it is entirely speculation. I don't know that they ever will. However, whenever I pressed and asked my people at Harley-Davidson, they don't ever give us any insight into stuff that's coming up in the future. And so they were just kind of like, I don't know. Actually, they didn't say no. The default answer is that they're not allowed to talk about future plans or something along those lines. But I don't know. I was getting kind of good vibes. So here's hoping that they still release the Bronx. But anyways, we were supposed to get the Sportster S, but the Sportster S didn't come in time because, like I said, it was having to go through a couple different inspections before Harley-Davidson got that our way for us to build out and customize. So that unfortunately ended up falling through. Now, we might potentially still give it away in a future season, but we are currently waiting on parts to be able to build out that motorcycle, like I said, into a naked upright. So the second idea was to give away this motorcycle. So basically, as I started getting the idea that we might not get the Sportster S in time, I was like, okay, like I need to have a good backup bike. And so I was like, you know what, this bike is pretty damn sweet. And so I ended up catching this bike listed up on Instagram. So one of the guys that I follow, who I will tell you guys who that person is here in a second, one of the guys that I follow, he lives up north. I want to say like Indiana or something like that. And I really wish these cars would get out from in front of me. That's really cramping my ride, bro. I'm trying to beat golden hour though. We're trying to make it to this one parking lot for golden hour for some sick B-roll shots of this thing. Hopefully by the time I get there, we'll be at that point in the story, and I can tell you guys, boom, here's the motorcycle, this is what it is, because I know you guys want to see it from the side. I know you're waiting. You're like, come on, man, step off the motorcycle. Let us see what it is. Don't worry, I will. Give me a second. I'm gonna give you some nice crispy B-roll shots of it. So yeah, this guy ended up posting it up online. Like I said, he lives up north. And he ended up saying like, hey guys, I got this bike for sale, selling it for a friend, and I'm selling it locally only. Well, as you guys know, I don't live up north. I live in Florida. You know, I'd had some conversations with this guy previously back and forth about a couple of the bikes that he'd posted, and so I basically ended up hitting him up, and I was like, yo, I'm actually really interested in that bike. What are you selling it for? And would you be willing to sell it not locally? You know, I'll obviously cover the cost of shipping and all that. And so since him and I had kind of developed a rapport previously, he was like, sure, why not? So he sells it to me. Now, with the shipping services that I usually use to ship the motorcycles to the people that win the bikes that we give away, it's usually pretty quick. So what happens is I post up basically a thing saying like, hey, I need this motorcycle shipped. Somebody responds back to it. They say, okay, cool, we can totally scoop that up for you. What's your timeline? And then they kind of place a bid. It's this website called UShip. And usually that's pretty quick. So once the person basically contacts you and you guys sort out all the information, shipping locations, phone numbers, delivery dates, yada, 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 you put the money into like an escrow, and they basically take the bike, ship it. Once it is confirmed delivered, the money is released and the shipper gets the money. It's usually a pretty quick process. Once I post up, it's, you know, bikes are usually delivered within 2 weeks. And so that's kind of what I was expecting whenever I bought the bike from him. But he was like, hey man, I actually use this shipping service, and I want to say it was called Haul Bikes or something like that. Bam, look at this beautiful lot right now. What are these guys doing? So yeah, he used this shipping service called Haul Bikes, and I was like, cool, yeah, we can do that. It's a professional service. And so I basically set it all up, contacted the people. It was kind of a pain in the ass, so we got it all set up. They ended up picking up the motorcycle from him. What I didn't know is that since they're like they had this like hub up north, what they did is they wait for basically like a semi-trailer to be fully loaded before they can ship the rest of the bikes. So basically they had to have an entire shipment of motorcycles fill up an entire like trailer or semi container, and then it would be shipped. And they had no idea on ETA, and I'm like, that's kind of bullshit, because like I need this bike to be able to film it and announce it and blah blah blah, and say, hey, guess what guys, this is the next giveaway, yada yada yada. Well, the timing didn't work out on that one either. So unfortunately, that's why I had to give away my Sucker Punch, so that, you know, Sucker Punch Sally old school chopper, like I said, purple and black. I got it custom painted. It's freaking beautiful. I really did not want to give that bike away, but I knew you guys really liked that bike, and since I knew you guys really enjoyed and liked that bike, oh shit, that's cool. So yeah, since I knew you guys really liked that bike, I was trying to sort you out basically another one of those, and that's why I ended up purchasing this one originally for you, but I gave you guys the other one, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. All right, there you guys have it. That is the story of how I ended up with this Sucker Punch Sally. So, like I said, I knew that you guys were wanting one, and that you really liked the one that I had found. And so Jeff Cochran, who was one of the guys that started Sucker Punch Sally old school choppers back in the day, him and Donnie Luce. I'd seen a video on Jeff Cochran on Amazon Video called Bike and Builder, and he was a jeweler previously, and then him and his buddy Donnie Luce started up Sucker Punch Sallies. They started making bikes like this, and they had them in dealerships and all that stuff, and then they ended up selling the company. But whenever they sold the company, the guy that bought it ended up running it into the ground, didn't end up fulfilling people's orders and all that stuff. So that kind of leads to a company going under. I think the guy ended up going to jail or something. Fuel on, choke a little bit, kind of warmed up so I can go a little lower. Oh yeah, I guess I should step off and let you guys hear it. So yeah, open primary on the left side, forward controls, apes. Also cool story behind the rev on the paint job. It is a 2-to-1, but it's really weird, man. I've never seen this on any other bike before. It's a 2-to-1, but the person put a fishtail on the end of it. Just kind of funny. Sounds great though. Do need to adjust the carb a little bit so that it sustains idle, because it gets pretty low. Yeah, see, need to adjust that a little bit. So the rev there on the rear fender. This bike belonged to the lead singer of a band called the Reverend Horton Heat. I've never listened to them, but I guess they're like a rockabilly or something, ska, something like that. These people got the same idea I do, coming out here enjoying this big old lot. It's a pretty good lot. Some nice pavement, brand new. So yeah, the bike belonged to the lead singer of the Reverend Horton Heat. Whenever I looked them up, they are still actually touring and stuff like that. I think I listened to like 1 or 2 of their songs, and yeah, it was cool. Yeah, Jeff Cochran, like I said, the original founder, or one of the original founders of Sucker Punch Sally. I ended up talking with him, bought the bike. He was super cool about shipping it to me because, like I said, I'd spoken to him beforehand, reached out about the last Sucker Punch that I had and talked to him about that one. So whenever he posted this one up for sale, like, man, they're getting stupid hard to find. Like, I've combed through listings, and whenever I bought that first one, I didn't really know what it was, you know, until like I kind of did my research. And then I was like, oh shit, like, okay, well, this is a bike manufacturer. They're, you know, not in production anymore, unfortunately. It's just a cool bike, man. It's like, I took this one up to bike night, and man, you can have like the most expensive like sport bike or normal like Harley-Davidson like sitting right beside it, and 9 times out of 10, I want to say, like, people are going to come up to this one just because it's different, you know. It's got that old school chopper vibe. Just has soul, which I feel, you know, like in a lot of modern day bikes, it's just kind of lacking. Now, granted, this one isn't as stripped down as the last Sucker Punch, so the one that we gave away. This one does have the switch housings, switches. It does also have a speedo. I don't think the last one had a speedo. What's funny is I actually kind of preferred the fact that the last one was even more stripped down. Now, we do have something from S&S to go onto this motorcycle, which we're going to be announcing in a future episode. So we're going to be doing some of the stuff. I actually already do have a larger tank for it as well. So I ordered a larger tank, very similar to the previous Sucker Punch. So honestly, like I said, I never really wanted to get rid of that bike, and I got that paint job for me, you know, purple and black and chrome. To me, it was just such a great looking bike. And yeah, I think I might kind of emulate that same style. Definitely getting something like, you know, bass boat flake, really flaky, metallic, glittery chopper vibes. I'll probably go a little bit narrower on the bars, although I do like these bars. Oh yeah, I did buy these gloves specifically for this motorcycle since, you know, they somewhat match. These are $7 deerskin gloves from Harbor Freight, and I wrote burritos on the knuckles. So at the time, whenever I got it, I was debating on what to tattoo on my knuckles. So I went with slow down and not burritos. Burritos wasn't a serious consideration, but it was one of those words that fit. So if any of you guys want to tattoo burritos on your knuckles out there, please feel free. Also, another one that fits that somebody and I talked about was Taco Bell. So if she would have gotten Taco Bell and I got burritos, we could have stood beside each other and been like, Taco Bell burritos. Anyways, that's the story of how I came to owning this motorcycle. Like I said, I was originally buying it to give away to you guys, but unfortunately the timing didn't work out. So we're going to be changing this one up, modifying it a bit. I would like to do a Springer front end still, just because, you know, the aesthetic and the whole vibe of Springer front end was super cool. So probably do a Springer front end on it. Definitely need to adjust the headlights since it's kind of like off center and tilted to the right, as you guys can see. I would probably want to go with some narrower bars. We'll see what we can find out there. I know TC Bros helped us out on the last build, so I'll be sure to hit them up and see what we can do in collaboration with them in building this one out as well. Before this ride, I actually did end up replacing the fuel line on this thing because it had a fuel filter on it and it was leaking. It was one of those glass fuel filters. It looks cool, but man, it ends up leaking like all the damn time. So I totally removed that, put a new fuel line on it, you know, just normal chopper shit. This one, man, so much better condition than whenever I found the original Sucker Punch. Definitely a better start than that one, but man, that one we put so much effort into it and we made it badass. I would also like, I mean, to pretty much emulate that bike with the pipes, you know, I want to go like to the 2-to-2 upswept fishtails on this one, just because it looks awesome and it sounds great. So we'll probably do the same on this. Doing a bigger tank, I want to say it's like a 3-gallon tank. I'm pretty sure it has like those indentations on the side of it, Sportster style. There's a little bit of an oil leak, so we got to basically find that. It looks like it's coming from probably the left side of the case. So we're gonna, you know, I'll take it to the shop, Blockhead garage. We'll hunt that down and get that fixed. I'm guessing it's just, you know, a seal or a gasket, so nothing too major. It's not leaking a lot. Other than that, it's just one of those things, like, always kind of love the aesthetic, love the vibe of an old school style chopper. And, you know, I was getting one for you guys. We ended up giving away that first one, so I'll go ahead and keep this one. I know a lot of you guys said in one of those videos where I basically announced saying like, hey, like I'm getting rid of the Sucker Punch, you know, getting rid of one of my favorite motorcycles. A lot of y'all were sad to hear that news, and you were saying like, damn, I feel like this bike barely got on the channel. We barely got to see any episodes with it. And so, you know, this is a cool answer, right? It's like we got another Sucker Punch. Anyways, hope you guys are stoked. Hope you guys are excited to see the episodes to come on this thing. We've got plenty of projects going on right now, so it might be a little bits, but I did want to basically do a reveal on this one so that I have to stop hiding it in the background and stuff like that. I really got tired of doing that. So yeah, more chopper content incoming. Like I said, we do give away motorcycles. If you guys want to join in on that, head over to blockheadmoto.com, sign up, select a tier. You guys are in, you get various other perks and all that good stuff as well, and you're also supporting an awesome cause, man. Everything that we get from that basically goes right back into the business. It helps me to pay salaries for Chris, Sick Wad Glide Master Level Mechanic, to Justin, our editor, to Captain Anna, our Spec Ops manager, anything and everything else, camera, film equipment, gas, modifications for giveaway bikes, like all that stuff. So greatly appreciate you guys signing up, greatly appreciate the support. If you guys have any questions on this one, do me a favor, be sure to drop them down below. If you guys are stoked, hit the like button. If you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. Also, while you're over there, so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Be part of that Bill Yeah squad. And until next time, you guys ride safe out there, stay vigilant. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.